4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Yo, you already know who this is. Price, Rob, Big Visky, Brah Migos Podcast. In the building. Another episode, another week, another us to you coming live across the interweb. NFL, MLB, NBA, MMA.
Woo.
Even a little salt-based sprinkle from Denzel Washington about Stephen A. Smith.
Sprinkle me, baby.
Just sprinkle. You already know how we get down. We got to talk NFC East predictions, which is what one Brah Migo here has been dreading, for quite some time.
I don't know who either.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself here and say that. You know what's coming up. And then we're going to talk, MLB, the Brewers, who have been on an insane rip right now. The Brewers have been killing it. I definitely want to talk about that. NBA, Austin Rivers talks about LeBron. That's somebody who talking about somebody and his ass ain't in the league. And then MMA, UFC to CBS, great for both sides. And we're talking about all of that right now. Sit back, get you a drink, get ready. Go ahead and take this ride with us. Brah Migos Podcast. And we're going to kick it off. Look, guys, the NFC East predictions. All kinds of football. Because, football is right up on us. They playing preseason right now as we speak. And what better way to start the NFC East predictions with Mr. Unlimited,
Unlimited
Wilson. New York Giants signed him. Can Mr. Unlimited raise the Giants' potential here in just, just everything? Just can they do it? Can he be it? Can Mr. Unlimited raise the Giants' potential?
Can he do it? No, I don't.
Nah, I don't even think so. I don't even think a little bit. What I do think is, let's see, there's 17 games. I figure he's at least good for 3 sacks every game. Okay, I think he might get sacked 60 times this year.
60
Throw that one out there. I'm gonna just throw it out there. Russell Wilson may surge again. Will he surge again or get sacked 40 times? Really, it's gonna be like 60 times though. Do y'all think the Giants could be 80? Do y'all think the Giants hold any potential with Russell Wilson at being a positive winning team? I mean, not even positive winning team. Do you think it can happen, Rob?
Do I think it can happen? Actually, yes. Do I think I could grow to be 6'4" in like 3 weeks? Sure, why not? Like it's one of those things. It's like there is stuff within this team that I could basically see. Like, all right, there is a possibility that wins, positive, like movement for the Giants can happen with this team. So when you look at it, you got Malik Neighbors, go Tigers. You still got him on that squad. You got a hellified defense with Kevon Thibodeau. You got Brian Burns. You got some people that basically you can rely on and like in a pinch. Now, here's where I basically am knowing like, hey, this team has got nothing going on. That line is still shit. And it's like it ain't really improved. They still got Evan Neal, who basically they was trying to run the fuck off that team because he said, man, y'all broke. He basically gave the LeBron speech, which we'll kind of talk about in a minute. But he gave like the LeBron speech of y'all still broke. Y'all coming here to watch me. I'm right here, man, in the arena, all that kind of shit. And they was ready to get that motherfucker out of there. Like, not even not former first round pick. They was ready to be like, cut the check, get this motherfucker gone. And so when it comes to like the Giants, do they have a chance? Sure. Hell can have ice water. Why not? But like when it comes to this dude, it's like, yeah, like he can be out there. And if he ain't, they gonna throw that nigga Jackson Dart in as soon as possible. It's gonna be big caps real soon. There is not much leash on Russell Wilson. There ain't even no leash on Jameis Winston, who is eating W's and gonna be eating W's right there. They are gonna go to Jackson Dart. It's gonna be a swift wind that's gonna blow past their neck. They're gonna be like, Jackson Dart, get out there, get your helmet on, let's go. Like that's the way I see the Giants season going. But they're gonna have a good defense. They're gonna basically be able to contend in this East. Not really much because these other three teams that we're gonna talk about are much better than what they are. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting though.
Basically, this is your division, your team rooms here. What do you think about the New York Giants and their potential of actually winning?
We all know last year they were ass. This year they might just be booty, not ass.
Oh damn.
So a step up, from ass, booty. But I don't know. It depends on how many positive sermons Jameis Winston can give them to keep their head in the game. Because he likes to give his church sermons before every game.
That's true. They're
gonna need a whole heck of a lot of sermons to actually make them names a threat. Oh, hell of a lot of sermons to even be a threat. But I see Russell Wilson getting beat up, like y'all say. The offensive line is trash. So he gonna take a lot of hits. Then they're gonna bring in Jameis. He gonna throw a lot of interceptions. Then they gonna just bring in the rookie and be like, "What the hell?" You go from sacks to interceptions to the rookie, and at the end of the day, bottom of the barrel is the only place I see him going. You got neighbors. I like Slayton. He's a pretty decent wide out, but they just ain't got enough. They don't got nobody running the ball. So you already know, like, running game is gonna be non-active, to my opinion. But go ahead, I see you want to make a little statement.
I like Tyrone Tracy Jr. a lot. I think that man is gonna basically a fantasy pickup for sure for me so far. Like I've done a few leagues myself. Like him right there. I don't know if Cam Scatterboo is gonna get a lot of play. I've heard he's hurt. Is still coming back from injury. So, but that's a guy that basically gonna be nice. Devin Singletary, he might be like 1 foot on the banana peel right now. But he's still a decent running back. But like Tyrone Tracy, I got him as like, hey, that's somebody to pick up for that offense.
Yeah. He might be nice for that offense. But while we speaking on things that have happened and shit that has transpired in the years, and we have to give credit to Sierra, who made us forget Russell said some vitamin water stopped his concussions. And Rob, I want you to elaborate on that just a little bit for the public.
So if y'all don't remember, basically, like way back in the day, and I might be mixing some things up. I didn't go back and research. That's what we do. That's what we do here at Brah Migos Podcast. But essentially, like Sierra or Russell Wilson said that he drank some vitamin type water or some water that he was selling, and it helped him with his concussions. The bubbles within the drink basically helped him get over his concussions. It sounded like somebody that was beaten over the head. But when he basically got with Sierra, all that shit kind of went away. We didn't even think about that. All we thought, this is a good man. Sierra got a good man with him. Good job and good benefits. He a good father to those kids and everything like that. Which really was just like, man, look, he ain't Future. So he better than Future. He's doing better than Future. And so like, but no, like we basically forgot that it was like she just basically said, hey, look at me. I'm gonna marry this dude. And you're gonna forget that he said the dumbest shit ever. And we were like, yeah, you're right. You're right. You did that. Thank you. And so like, yeah, like it was one of those kind of masking things that I really didn't think that like you could really do. Like, hey, somebody getting with somebody and you forget like this motherfucker said bubbles in some drink gonna cure his CTE or whatever. Like it was weird, but it was just like it was adorable too. So it's like, why the fuck would you say some shit like that, Russell Wilson? Why? But he also said like he's from a small town of Richmond, Virginia. And if you ever been to Richmond, Virginia, you would know Ain't shit small town about the motherfucker. But be that as it may.
Hey. Oh, I know one thing. He winning over there in life with her. He is winning with that. He is winning with that. He's Mr. Unlimited over there. That's why they can't stop having kids.
She's probably pregnant now.
It might be. You need to quit with that. You need to quit.
But I get it. I understand.
Totally. I definitely understand. Matter of fact, he's a little short on my account. How many I be went crazy with by now?
Mm-hmm.
Keep it a buck with you.
With a stage shot. We move.
Always. Moving on. Commanders ready for the R word? Which R word may you be speaking about, Rob?
So when you guys seen the news and you've been seeing like everything that's been talked about with the Washington Commanders and everything like that, there's been people that are basically bringing up R words when it comes to them, and it's like we got to ask the question amongst ourselves: like, are the Commanders ready to be the R word? Are they basically ready for what the R word is going to bring to them? And we all know what that R word is. That R word that basically has been something that's been in their history before, in years past and everything like that. So what basically R word? Yeah, there's that one R word that they basically can be encompassing in. And that's regression. Regression is the R word that basically that I think is going to happen with the Commanders, because think about what they did. NFC Championship game for a team that we basically didn't see coming. We thought that this team was going to basically be a year away, 2 years away, with a quarterback that just won the Heisman Trophy, that essentially was like a fifth-year senior, damn near, that came in and, did the damn thing. Guy that had ability, but essentially blew everybody away with how he played. Outplayed the number 1 overall pick and basically made everybody say, well, why didn't the Bears choose him? Regression is a part of quarterback play. This sophomore slump is something I always talk about in every single sport with every single big player, because it's a possibility. People get used to you. There's high expectations. Think about what they've just added. They added Deebo Samuel in the offseason. They added other pieces that basically now this team is going to have expectations onto them because of what they've added, what they did in the past, and who they've gone against. Like, yeah, they got power bombed by the eventual Super Bowl champions, but everybody got power bombed by the eventual Super Bowl champions. It seemed like a ritual in a sense. But this team basically dealing with this R word, that's what's going to be the thing that's going to be seen. And so can they basically overcome the R word? Can they basically stave it off, just like, the people that tried to bring another R word to their, from their history back to their team? Can they basically get it to where they get the progress and they stave off that R word? I think it's possible, but I don't think it's likely.
Regressions. Regression. Viskin, do you think the Commanders will regress this year?
Oh, yes. We go from rookie sensation to the sophomore blues, baby. He's going to know the blues. It happens. It's undeniable. Sophomore blues is going to hit them hard. Even though they got some pieces, they still got one wide out piece that's questionable, that's looking to leave. So you don't know what kind of turmoil that's going to make, He probably could put a blue star on his helmet and get traded in the division. But, that's just fandom wishful thinking. But, I digress myself. But, yeah, even though he was a rookie sensation because he didn't have the expectations to even go as far as he did, which, surprised a lot of people. But when you have them expectations, now his expectations are higher. So with them expectations, will he meet it? I don't know. Maybe they just need to put the redskin back on the helmet, and maybe that'll distract us from the sophomore blues that's about to happen.
That's the R word. I mean, go ahead. Sorry.
This is what I will say. All of the looks that Rob just gave, especially whenever a blue star was mentioned on the helmet, Rob was like, not happening.
And no way. No how, no way.
No how, no way.
No how, no way.
Well, from regressions of a commander, to Eagles ready for a repeat. A different R word.
A better R word.
Do we think, and a better R word. Do we think the Eagles will repeat? I will say this. I think the Eagles repeating will be all up to them. Okay? We know what they're capable of. We know what they're coming with offensively. We know two things. There's a guy in the backfield who can run for 2,000 plus yards. Okay? And he's very dangerous. Now, we know that their defense, top notch, A1. Okay? Very A1. Probably the number one defense that they have all of that. I think that what can possibly stop the Eagles is only themselves and them getting caught up in if anyone is ready to deal with their offense. Because the one thing that comes to my mind right now, whenever I think Eagles offense is, hey, the Eagles offense is going to be dependent upon how good Saquon Barkley is. Okay? Just like last year. Now, if you can figure out how to stop Saquon, which good luck, maybe you can tame that flying eagle just a little bit. But what are you guys' thoughts? I'm gonna start with you, Visky. The Eagles flying in your division, headed back to the Super Bowl or no?
I don't see it. Let's just face the facts. He ain't gonna keep having these back-to-back 2,000-yard rushing seasons. I think he wore himself out last season. He might go for 15, maybe 1,500, but no, Saquon is not gonna be the leading force of the Eagles once again. Repeat, no. They better enjoy this one. Maybe 10 more years from now, they might make it back. But no. The tush push, everybody's going to focus in on stopping the tush push. That's going to be the main focus of a lot of defenses this season. So they're going to be waiting on them. Unless they're going to have some trick plays to disguise the tush push as something else, that's going to be a heavy focus. I just don't see them having that extravagant of a year back-to-back seasons. And I'm really not trusting in, the quarterback to lead the charge. Let's say if Saquon Barkley is not having this amazing year, I don't think Jalen Hurts can really carry the torch like a quarterback should. Come on now. What we talking about? The Eagles? Come on now. They have never read Dynasty ever. They have never showed Dynasty ever. Come on, this is a one and done, baby. Come on now. One and done.
Rob, the look of confusion.
I see y'all looking.
But R word, Rob, for the Eagles. Repeat, the better R word. What do you think?
So BC said Redskins. Redskins is a depiction, a racist depiction, really, of Native Americans, back in those times by racists and all that stuff. I never really knew that the homie somehow, some way would get his hands on some peyote and say some shit like that. Like, so here's the thing. Here's what I would say you could be right. When it comes to basically this team being dominant, there is a possibility that this team won't be dominant. And that was because Mekhi Becton is going to be out of the middle of that line. And so that is and for that matter, he was already retired. Never mind. But no, Mekhi Becton being off of that offensive line, and basically it's going to be some level of regression. Being able to not have a fucking freight train being right there in your middle to do that tush push kind of stuff, that is a big deal. So that I can basically say is a big deal. You still got Jordan Mulatto and Lane Johnson on both sides. You still gonna have Landon Dickerson right there on the left side, maybe moving over the right. But up that middle is going to possibly regress if Cam Jurgens doesn't basically become more of what Jason Kelce was. So that is a possibility. Everything else, no, these niggas are fucking great. They got everything stacked. They still got great corners. They still got a fucking dominant defensive tackle in Jalen Carter. You can move your head every fucking word, but you can't fucking hide from this truth. You gonna have to see these niggas twice a year. I don't. But no, like this team still is stacked up and down everywhere. Every position is still great. All right. So it's not going just guard is the only thing that basically you might have to really hinge on because that's your only chance. That's your only Achilles heel when it comes to this team. But they might just basically put somebody else in there big as hell that basically is going to still basically do what Mekhi Becton did. So, when it comes to this team, I think they're ready for that R word, which is repeat. You know what? I'll basically leave it for 2 weeks from now, actually, when we do our Super Bowl predictions on who I think is going to be the eventual Super Bowl champion. But they are right up there. All right. So, but we'll see. We'll see.
Now, from the Philadelphia Eagles, which is, city of brotherly love, to the Lone Star State in Texas.
Ooh.
And then there are the Cowboys.
Stars at night are big and bright.
Do we start? Well, I'll start here. Do I think the Cowboys, as usual, will come out and tell me about how they're gonna win a Super Bowl? Yes, they will say this.
Are they? Do they? Hold on, wait a minute. You think a Cowboys fan or even the Cowboys themselves really think that they're gonna win the Super Bowl? I've never heard some shit like that before.
They say it every year, Rob. They say it
do
every
they?
year. They say it.
Do they?
Say it every year.
Boy, the shock on my face. Color me perplexed. If you could find that in the Crayola book.
Now, with that being said, do I think that they will make a Super Bowl?
Get the bucket. They talking shit over here.
Do I think that they will have a decent season this year? Yes, I think your team will have a decent season. I think they're going to the Super Bowl only if hell has ice water.
Oh, damn.
Only if they have it. And I mean in a Kenmore refrigerator that's hooked up to a water line and it produces its own ice, and I can go up to it and get this.
Hell can be surprising sometimes. I don't know if it'd be that surprising.
So look, I don't think that they're going to the Super Bowl. Okay. First of all, they got to get past the Eagles. Let's start there first.
They're pretty good.
You got to crawl before you walk.
Pretty
you got to
good.
crawl before you walk.
Okay.
Not to mention the Commanders, who even in regression, if they regress from where they were, they can only play better than you guys, which you have to see them twice a year. Okay. The only team that they're gonna beat the piss about for sure is the Giants.
Oh yeah.
And hold on, because I'm gonna throw this out there. We have saw at times that the Cowboys give up the weirdest games to the weakest teams.
You wouldn't know anything about that, Jarvis. Yeah, I know what Date's talking, but we'll get to you.
And we know that the Cowboys have an affliction to losing to the Giants in the weirdest ways. Okay, it just happened down the stretch. And if they were to lose to Mr. Unlimited in Dallas, in Jerry World, in the $1 billion playfield, in front of all those fans
and company,
and all of that money that they put up there, and they lost, this would be horrible.
Horrible.
This would be horrible. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to hand this over to our residential Cowboy fan and ask him, where do we start with your team? How are they going to be this year? Where do you see them be?
Where?
Thank you, as Mr. Fandom himself likes to take over. Let's start off with how much we gonna be back, baby. We're gonna have that back full strength. We gonna have Dak. CD gonna be out there.
Yeah.
Dak and CD gonna be a 1-2 punch connection. Coughing it up, boy. Let me tell you, my 13-4 Cowboys. You know, with massive wins on November 27th and December 14th. That's gonna be 2 blowout wins. If you know who those teams are, those are these 2 guys' teams right here. November 27th, December 14th. You know, those are gonna be 2 high arcing wins on the schedule right there. You know, we might split 1-1 with the Eagles. We might get a 1-1 split. You know, we gonna go 2-0 against the Giants. You know, I got us 2-0 against the Commanders. Come on now. We've been down long enough. You know why? This is, I think the curse ends this year. This is the 30th anniversary of our last Super Bowl. What better way than us to come back and win it all once again, baby? And I'm gonna be the one, you heard it here first. This is our year, baby. Woo! No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is our year, baby. We going to the Super Bowl. I wouldn't be a Dallas Cowboy fan if I didn't let you know. Come on now. Did you think I was gonna say anything else? Did you think any other words were gonna come out of my mouth? Look who y'all talking to, Mr. Fandom himself. I'm not going against my Cowboys. There's no earth, no planet, no universe where I was gonna say anything else. Now I'm gonna let these 2 haters, you know, try to debate me on this situation. But we all know what's going on. 30th anniversary. We about to get that next ring, baby.
You know, Rob, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go first.
Mr. Visky, do you know what the 30th anniversary signifies? Or what gift do you give for the 30th?
Boy, we must be thinking alike.
Do you know? I'm just asking. Do you know?
Okay.
I
don't know. I haven't been married for 30 years to know.
You'll get there one day. But
okay, Pearl.
It's Pearl. Pearl comes from what?
Oyster,
yeah. So that means you can, just get that from an oyster, get it from a clam, and just get that pearl. That's a jewel that basically you get from there. But you know what a clam does? It sips its shit. And so the thing about the Cowboys fans is that they don't do what a clam should probably do, which is zip it. Because the thing about it is every year it's the same thing. And granted, this is me coming from, I do love it. I love that what you guys do. I love the passion. I love the intensity. This is something that, you guys bring every single year. It's consistency. But the thing that's also consistency is the failure. There's no pearl. There's no jewel that basically comes out of this. There's the same thing every time. And when it comes to this Cowboys team, when it comes to Dak, who is not a jewel, when it comes to Jerry Jones, who has not brought jewelry, who is not basically giving you anything to cheer for, it boggles my mind that you would still come to this and think and say and actually feel as if this is your time. It's one of those things if it's like, I've never really had, delusions of grandeur. I've never really been in my own world as much as you guys have. It makes me envious. It makes me want to actually think, how do I get there? Is this a yellow brick road kind of thing? Do I have to have a house follow me and my legs roll up into the motherfucking house for me to actually feel something like this? And it's coming from a Vikings fan who knows goddamn well his team is going to basically disappoint him. And we're going to talk about the NFC. Stay tuned. But you guys, I don't really get it. I cannot understand it. for the life of me. And my voice gets high pitched whenever this kind of shit happens because it's just like, you guys do this. You guys take this pearl. You guys take this anniversary that you're going to have. And you think that you're going to get a jewel out of this, which is a Super Bowl ring. When really, all you're going to have is a shut clam. That's it. I don't know. I don't know how you can basically see this any other way. I really don't.
So, whenever Rob started off on his adventure about where the pearl comes from the clam, I wanted Rob to go a step further with this one because we were on the right boat, and I'm gonna set us back a sail. Rob, you know those clams? Where do they come from?
I don't know. Go ahead. Enlighten me.
There's this thing out there that 70% of the earth is made up of. It's called water.
It is water.
Out in the ocean. Which is a vast majority of the world.
Big old thing.
And look, and the ocean is deep.
Deep.
It's shit unknown. It's unknown shit down there, Rob.
So much pressure too.
And so much pressure. And do you know what's among that unknown shit?
No. I don't.
The hopes of win the goddamn Cowboys and
God.
win another goddamn ring in their life. Okay? That's what that is. It's some shit that they don't know that they don't even know that it'll never know that we'll know whenever they'll get this. They've been riding 30 years to get another one. You know how much money they've invested since then? They've invested a shit ton of money. $1 billion playpen. For nothing. Nothing. The
Adrian
Rock
Peters
called,
is
hello. How you doing? This is The Rock. Guess what? Nothing. I called the Dallas Cowboys. Here you go, Cowboys. Nothing. That's what's on the line. Nothing.
Click up.
Just nothing. There's no championship there. And I don't hate that. But I do despise Jerry. I don't believe that y'all can think year after year after year after year since winning the last one that y'all were going to win another one. See, Rob, I know that you studied this thing called psychology whenever we were in college. And there's this term called insanity.
I've heard
Rob,
of it.
what is the textbook definition of insanity? If you do, please to enlighten the crowd and the Dallas Cowboy fans out there.
So, the definition of insanity is taking something that you feel is going to be different, even though the same outcome is going to happen. And then, granted, that's a paraphrase, not the Webster. My name ain't Webster, but that definition of insanity is thinking that a different outcome is just going to happen when you know for a fact it's going to be the same thing.
Rob, would 30 years be long enough to suffice with the same outcome of losing be enough to call that fan base insane?
As a graduating psychology major, and a master in a BS, I am a BSer. I think it is something that you can basically categorize as insane.
And you know what? Just like they're insane, you know who else is insane?
Who?
They goddamn owner. Jerry Jones is also old and out his mother-loving mind. Okay?
Double J.
He is the poster boy for this that we hear every year. Every year they come out with a chant calling on play. I done already heard it, Rob. We got Dak. We got CD. We got George. We still got Michael. We going to the Super Bowl. And I hear it every Yeah, Rob, I hear it all the time. Hear it all the time.
Can I actually bring up some definitions of insane for you? Yeah, and I want you to say yes or no whether these things attribute to who we're talking about here. Let me go with the first definition. Exhibiting a severely disordered state of mind. Does that attribute to Mr. Jerry Jones?
Yes, it does.
I got another definition for you. Unable to think in a clear and sensible way. Does that attribute to Mr. Jerry Jones?
I think it does.
You used by typical of intended for people having a severely disordered state of mind, absurd, outrageously high or extreme. Does any of that describe Mr. Jerry Jones?
By golly, Rob, I think it does.
So I can only basically come with the conclusion that Mr. Jerry Jones, certifiably, Merriam-Websterly, insane. Insane.
And this is where y'all get this from, Visky. This is contagious from owner to fan base.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I don't blame y'all.
Okay.
But what I will do is, if you guys do want to own your own league, we can talk about fantasy leagues. And Rob, tell them about our fantasy league.
Because the thing about it is, when it comes to owning and basically having your own team and putting it together, you can be insane like Jerry Jones, or you could be sensible like the Wilfs, who are the Vikings, who basically usually people love, like usually gets high grades. But you know what? You could be your own owner and set your own path. And Brah Migos is going to help you do that. So I did a survey, and I did an exploratory committee. I wanted to basically make sure that I am ready for some football. But I wanted to basically bring it to y'all and say, are you ready for some football? Are you ready to be a fantasy owner? Because we have 2 leagues, not 1, but 2 leagues that Brah Migos Pod are basically going to be bringing to you. The first one, only backs. Only backs. You know, just like only other things that basically you might go in and pay for. But this is absolutely free. No fee, no nothing. This is straight up all free. We ain't even showing no skin this time. But this is for you. If you want to be a fantasy owner, if you want to live some fantasy ownership, here's for you. Only backs. You will basically only be able to pick the positions that have backs to them. Quarterback, running back, linebacker, defensive back. Those 4. That's it. 14 teams. That's it. All right. You will be able to pick amongst one of those people, just those positions for backs. The second one, this is the most important position in the league. Of course, it's the quarterback. Person that touches the ball every single time, or most of the time, unless it's a Wildcat. Quarterback. All right. So very simple. You get to pick. It's 16 teams, 2 positions. You get to pick your starter. You get to pick your reserve. That's it. All right. So if you want to basically just choose quarterbacks, or if you want to choose all the backs that's on the field, we got 2 leagues for you. Brah Migos Pod presents only backs, only QBs. All right. It's all on the Sleeper app. You want to go take a look? You can. Just look up only backs or only QBs, all one word, and we'll have the links in the show notes for you to join. So only backs, only QBs, come through. Let's play.
Yeah. You can learn to be sensible people and not like Jerry Jones. And
not at all.
See, this is what happens when these other fan bases brainwash their fans into accepting mediocrity.
Oh,
this
we're the brainwash.
What the results lead to right here.
We're the brainwash.
When you've been bred to accept mediocrity, you accept it.
Is that really what you know what? You right. I can basically I can 1 through N basically talk about you motherfuckers accepting mediocrity. Or I can basically go on and because we got some other things to talk about, don't we, Mr. Nate?
Yes, we do. We have plenty of other things.
We
to
do.
talk about.
We do. We do. You know,
No,
we go about this all day, every day. So you know, we're gonna have to keep the show rolling.
Because y'all only had 30 years to basically do anything, you know.
and haven't done a goddamn thing. And
Not
haven't done a
one motherfucking
goddamn
thing. Not one.
You know, but from them not doing anything to us going over to MLB where they are clearly doing so many things, Rob, as we've been sitting here speaking, you know, I've been on edge. The Brewers have been on a freaking tear, you know, and the Brewers are insane on so many levels, including tonight. Coming back 11 innings, they were down, winning 6-5, continuing their win streak. Guys, I have talked about this. The Brewers have had an insane run gap. They are putting up numbers. They are ridiculous. 79 now, because it hasn't turned yet, but it's 79 and 44. They're killing it in the league right now. They're looking like they're going to be at least 90, 95, getting close to 100 wins. This has been a hell of a Brew Crew run right now, okay? All things put aside, Rob, you remember how they got knocked out last year and we said we didn't know if they could return to a form to be feasible to make noise in the playoffs. I think right now, I know you're shaking your head. I think right now, I have to look at the Brewers and see if they continue to be this hot and pitch well whenever they need to pitch well. They may go into the playoffs and upset some people, and they just may. I'm not saying that they're going to make it to the World Series for sure, but they might upset some people's World Series bids right now, bro. They're that hot right now. They're that fucking hot. Now, I know you're shaking your head on, so I won't pass you right away, but Visky, you've been here, you witnessed it, you saw the Brew Crew going in. What do you think? How does Milwaukee look right now?
I want to say, as you know, in past years, the Brewers have had certain players that I've really liked in the baseball world, especially back in my Prince Fielder fan days, you know. But one thing I've noticed, when they get hot during the season, for some reason, it all falls apart in the playoffs. And I would hope this is not the same thing that is happening, because right now they are undefeated in the month of August. Going strong, strong to end the season. And I don't see anything slowing them down right now. But we already know playoffs is a whole different atmosphere, whole different ball game. So hopefully, I don't see anything slowing them down. But the only thing I can see tripping them up is their own mind, getting in their own head and not getting beat, but beating themselves. That's the only thing I see could trip up the Brewers right now.
So, Rob, and I know that this is going to hurt for me to throw these stats out there. NL Central, 162 run differential. They have them already set at like a 99.9% odd to make the playoffs. In the same playoff, they're in the same division with your Cardinals. Tell me, Rob, how do you feel right now?
I have to speak on this.
Yes.
We have. So I'm a lover. Mm-hmm. You guys have been watching me on the show. My bros have been knowing me for 20 years now. Something like that.
Yeah. A long time.
I'm a lover. but I have hates. The Milwaukee Brewers are a hate because this the guy right here is a fan of one of the teams I hate. But another hate that is deeper than any team that I have in any league is this one. Do you know how hard it is to watch this? I was literally in my house, turned on because I couldn't blackout restrictions. I got something with you, MLB. We ain't gonna talk about right now. That's a bigger hate than right now. But I could only watch certain games, and the game I could watch was the Reds and the Brewers. Two teams I don't. Well, one team I really dislike. The other one I hate with a passion. I was able to see the Reds go up 8-1 on the Brewers. 8-1 in the second inning. Thinking that, yeah, this is it. They basically killed Jason. The motherfuckers have basically been out here. They put the motherfucking machete in that motherfucker's heart. And here come this motherfucker coming back from hell to basically win again. And then tonight they go into extras. And then it's the same fucking story. Just that motherfucker rising up with the ski mask on and everything. Or hockey mask, whatever the fuck it is. And doing it again. Do you know how hard my life is to have to watch that? To basically have that while my Cardinals, granted, no expectations, be right there in damn near in the cellar in my own division. Do you know how hard it is? Now, granted, I've liked Freddie Peralta for a long time. I'm glad he's having a great season. I just don't like this team. I don't like their colors. I don't like their history. I don't like their guts. I don't like them as a record label, a motherfucking crew, all that shit. They can go to hell like Jason. But it hurts my heart that this team might be the NL representative in the World Series because they are fucking fire right now. And I've liked Abner Uribe. I'm glad he bounced back because he was really showing that he might not make it in the league. These motherfuckers are for real. They are for real, and the rest of the NL is kind of low-key not. Even that's the Dodgers included. These motherfuckers might be really, really, really for real. And it fucking pains my soul that is a possibility. So, my soul. Don't like these niggas. Hope they... Why can't they hopes just die?
14 games in a row, Rob.
I mean, like, what the fuck?
Arrow.
The joy and the Cardinals' pain.
You know what? Nah. Let's go off on your motherfucking team. All right. No, since you want to talk. Because you brought up the Redskins name this year. And y'all got that racist ass tomahawk chop. Still. And y'all basically, all it is just basically lose. That's all the fuck y'all do. That's tomahawk chop. Y'all doing lose. Like, that's it. But here you go with your bottom dwelling, cellar having team that can't really make shit shake. All y'all got is nothing. All right. I really would like for you to tell me how the projects are this year. All right. Do y'all have fiestas? Do y'all have good times? Are y'all hanging in the chow line? Is that what's happening with y'all? Because I really don't know. All right. We are in at least a nice community. You know what? Like, we are below 500, but we are lower middle class. All right. You motherfuckers are below 500 carving up that goddamn cheese, trying to make something happen every goddamn day. All right. And I don't know why you do it. I mean, I don't know why you basically put that on yourselves. Maybe it's the Cowboys thing. Maybe that's what's infiltrating all that. That mediocrity going with that loserdom just happens to just fit like that. Like sugar and Kool-Aid.
It's kind of crazy since we actually did win a championship this decade, you know.
Oh, Bravo.
Unlike somebody else's team, you know.
Bravo. I'm happy.
You know. So at least I got it in vision when we last won a World Series.
Yeah. Two championships in a lifetime. I can divide. Like nigga, I'm just saying, like, thank you. I'm glad you guys are actually trying to play catch up. You know what? Because somebody has to bring up the rear. All right. Somebody got to be the caboose on the train. I'm glad you guys are doing that. There's
a lot of talk from somebody's team who right on the other side of the fence. We take the fence away. You in the projects too.
You know what? We got a gated up community. All right. There is one team.
I'm breaking in your house.
There's two teams in MLB. There's two teams in MLB have double-digit World Series wins. Guess which two? Because I can tell you which one ain't. All right. I can tell you. I can give you a motherfucking fact. And that motherfucker don't even play in Atlanta no more. Barely, or at least barely in Atlanta. Like running from the goddamn.
Only Cardinals fans know.
It ain't no. You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why? Because the thing is, we have something to talk about. You guys do not. The only thing you guys got is those umpteenth NL East division wins. You know, you got the consolations. It's cool though. Like, I'm glad. I hope those like really hold up in your house. Maybe they're load bearing. But the thing about it is, we have actual structure. We have actual meaning. One of these days, you guys are gonna learn. I hope you do, though. I hope you do. I hope one of these days we can rub off on you, pause, and we can basically give you something to attest to.
Big pause.
We can give you something to learn. We can give you something to learn from. All right. I hope that happens for you, because the thing about it is, it's lonely at the top. It is. It's lonely up here. It's so much like stratosphere. We don't even know what to do with it. We're just trying to figure out, okay, maybe we should move some over here, maybe do some over there. Oh man, y'all ain't really knowing about that, dude.
This is jealousy right here. This jealousy right here, Nate. You know why?
What?
Because all those world titles he's speaking of, right? And his Cardinals ain't gonna never be in the relevance of either one of our teams. You know, Red Sox, the Braves, Yankees, you know, there's only certain teams that get the relevance to be talked about, the relevance to be memorable. And then, you know,
I just want to say,
y'all might have more World Series titles, but
what'd you say?
But you know, relevance plays a big part in sports.
Relevance.
So, you know, I understand the jealousy, right? I understand it. I understand that, you know, everybody can't be at tier one when it comes to the most talked about, most memorable teams. Everybody can't, you know, so I get it. You know, I'm sorry that you have to go through that you actually have to bring up the titles to make your team sound relevant. But, you know, I get it, you know. Just like, us having the greatest, one of the greatest athletes alive to play on our team is relevance enough. But hey,
greatest athletes alive.
Have at it.
That's all you got, though?
Like, Deion motherfucking Sanders. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You could take away our world titles and we still be more relevant.
He played for a lot of teams. He played for a lot of squads. It ain't just y'all. Y'all shared that hoe. That's just like we have many Hall of Famers that basically have graced the Cardinals, birds on the back. We have many people that we had the motherfucker that started free agency. We have a relevant history. Y'all niggas got Hank Aaron. That's really it. Y'all got Maddox, y'all got Smokes, y'all got Glavine. Guess what we got? We got Stan.
We got to go. We got to go.
Y'all don't have Shohei. All right, so let's talk about that. So we got Lou Brock, we got Ozzie Smith, we got Stan the Man, we got Albert Pujols. You got something that's really like contending that shit. No, you don't. We got
The GOATs?
MVPs.
How you gonna say? That's like listing off all the Lakers players, but Chicago got Michael Jordan, the GOAT. It don't matter how many people you list down there.
Yeah, don't. Hank, you know what? All praises due to Hank Aaron. I will not basically just besmirch that man's name. He is an absolute legend, icon, absolutely everything. Let's roll it like this. We got motherfuckers that's better. We got some big jokers on our motherfucking squad. All right. We don't have a motherfucker that hit 755 home runs, but we got some MVPs. We got some motherfucking Cy Young winners. Granted, bunch of them did it without the Cardinals name, but we basically.
I need to go through our 90s pitcher rotation.
Yeah, a bunch of niggas is lost. Got you.
John Smokes, Greg Maddux. Come on, not about to go through the rotation.
John Smoke, John Mad Ass. The
greatest rotation ever.
They could only squander up one World Series title. They rubbed those motherfucking nickels together and really got that World Series title off. Yes, you absolutely right. You damn right. Just one. Gluttony wasn't no sin there. Y'all ain't getting none of that shit.
Well, we're gonna let Nate continue the show. We're gonna let Nate continue this.
I'm glad. You know what, Nate? I'm thankful that you basically let us do that. Because I had to tell this nigga something.
I had to let y'all rock for a minute because I know how y'all feeling. But MLB is possibly going to Netflix, if you guys didn't hear.
Crazy.
The MLB is working on a deal now with Netflix. That way that they'll be able to broadcast more games for people all over the world to be able to see. That way they can also target the international audience and maybe even knock out some of these blackout zones, which whenever I saw this, it brought a smile on my face. I was like, no more blackout zones? No more people telling me no, you can't have it, or it's on your local channel, and then it's not really on my local channel because my local channel is blacked out. MLB, Netflix, what do you guys think? Do you think that this is the right way to go for like more sports to some of these subscription services? Are we getting more bang for our buck, or are we just getting set up to pay more?
I can go first. So I would say for me, I would love it just because if we could get rid of blackout restrictions, because like I said, that shit is the devil. And I'm 6 hours away from New York City. Why the fuck can I watch a Cardinals game? Like, there's nothing I could really do. Like, you basically sending me over to this. I digress. It needs to be taken care of. Like, if this can basically get us to the end of blackout restrictions, I'm all for it. I really don't care what avenue it is. I don't care if it's Netflix. I don't care if they put the motherfuckers on Tubi. I just need these blackout shits to go away. So I'm down for it. I heard that like the home run derby might be going to it. I'm down for it.
MLB on Netflix. Whiskey, what you thinking?
I'm so down for it because why do I have the MLB network and still can't watch the games I want to watch? It makes no sense. Like, I'm in Texas. I don't want to see Rangers and Astros every goddamn day. I don't want to, unless they playing my teams. Like, I don't care for that too much. And they just, how they advertise the MLB network with no blackout restrictions and give me blackout restrictions. Make it make sense. But also, on what Nate was saying, it could set us up to pay more because you know how this goes. Prices could increase, you know. Hopefully they don't do that because it look like that's what they all doing. They colliding and colluding to raise the prices on our ass. But having the freedom to watch all the games I actually want to watch, the teams I want to watch, because I do know I like other teams that I'm not close to. Like I might want to watch a Mariners game, you know, those things like that. So yes, I'm for it.
Plus Netflix.
MLB got a lot of content that they could put on there. Because I was thinking about that, like, because like the network, they've been trying to figure out like how they gonna do that. I've heard YouTube is gonna be a possibility for the new like repository for all the Netflix shit. Because I'm thinking like with what they're doing with AAA and what they're doing with TNA and all that those tape libraries gonna have to go somewhere. And so if basically say YouTube is gonna be the avenue, shit, that could work too. But like Netflix has a big server farm, a lot of content that they're trying to basically push. MLB has a lot of shit that they basically can have there versus having their own site, which people can't really get to or don't really care to get to. I think it's a good avenue for them, man. Like they're gonna have to basically get to where people are at. And so if they basically get like when we were going Google with Gaga for like the Barry Bonds and like Greg Maddux interviews, that'd be a great place for Netflix. That'd be a great place for MLB to put their shit, for Netflix so that people can watch that. Be like, I'm gonna watch this interview with Greg Maddux, and then basically now they're in the baseball. Like it's giving you free game, MLB. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. Now, MLB, take notes. Because, whenever it comes to other certain things, I feel like the NBA is on top of things. And whenever I speak on the NBA, we have to talk about Austin Rivers' comments about LeBron. Okay? Austin Rivers had basically said in so many words that he feels like KD is that dude above LeBron. Okay? And I thought about it. And I've come to my conclusion that there is some truth to that, but there's also another side of the coin, okay? And here's where I'm going to get at this. Austin Rivers, first of all, you're not in the league right now. You've been chilling. If you are in the league, I hope somebody picks you up. I thought you were going to be a great shooter, guy that was going to show up and do your thing. Because Pelicans, they took you at one time, number 10 in the draft. Don't ask me how I remember that. Just know that I know. I'm watching you. But with that being said, is LeBron is KD a better player than LeBron? It depends. This strictly comes down to one thing whenever I think about KD and LeBron. What am I looking for my superstar to do? Like, what am I looking for him to do? I'm looking for him to grab some boards, couple assists, and go get 30 a night. Young KD is what I want. I want that prime KD. If I want the downhill freight train that's going to facilitate, I want LeBron. I want, LeBron, Miami, that version of him. That would be my other passer and guy like that. Austin didn't totally miss the mark, but I'll say this. I feel like he's letting his mind be known for some other reason. It's something deeper on why he came out and said that. But what do you guys think about what Austin Rivers said about LeBron?
You go ahead, Beast.
I started off, I don't really know why he felt like he needed to speak on LeBron. I also feel like he need to stay in his lane on his tier list of caliber players, first of all. Because how you gonna speak on the superstars of the league when I don't even know if you was even a B-list player? Come on now, Austin. Shameful. I ain't really got nothing against you, but let's be real. You ain't on either one of them guys' levels. Wasn't gonna even never taste it. So you don't even know what it takes to be on their level, let alone speak on it. And this is just coming from a watcher, a fan, not saying that, I can go out there and beat Austin Rivers one-on-one and nothing. It's just from a viewer perspective, Come on now. I think that was unnecessary. He could have been trying to make a point. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it went over my head. I don't know. But I think that could have been He could have saved that for another time and place.
Definitely could have. Rob, what do you think about what he said?
So it's really more that because I remember I was listening to 520 podcast, shout out to 520, and they talked about how KD and what basically Austin Rivers was trying to say with KD being a better scorer is about basically it's really more the aesthetics of it. And I think that when it comes to it's like when we break down scorer, when it comes to like the NBA and comes to like what KD does versus what LeBron does, LeBron is a better scorer from the NBA perspective. When what I mean by that is when he facilitates, which that is his best thing, and what he basically does as an assist guy to give himself more room to basically come down the lane and do whatever he needs to do to move out and be that kind of dude. That is to me like when it comes to scoring, like team scoring, what I can do to raise the floor of my team. Like with KD, he is the absolute most lethal shooter that has ever been. Outside of Steph. Like basically it's those two niggas and that's it. You know, like he is very much a scorer, but he is not a floor raiser. Like he could raise your floor if you got some other cats there. He's contingent on them. Whereas LeBron, you ain't gonna really have him on too many teams that's gonna be failing. Like ever since year 3, like this motherfucker has basically been a floor raiser for every team that he's been on. Like there's not much slacking when it comes to his teams. And so it's where it basically, yeah, like LeBron is going to basically help your team be a scoring, team. It's going to be a great scoring team. KD is going to be a great scorer on your team. And if you got some other people, it's going to basically help accentuate that. So, yeah, with Austin Rivers, I mean, I can't go against what these two guys said basically much, but I say as far as like what you said about LeBron, I think it missed the mark as far as what you should be doing as far as NBA. And I know I can't really say I never made it to the league, and I know you have, so yeah, you got me on that. But as far as like the way that I interpreted what you said, nah, man, I'd rather have LeBron the scorer versus KD the scorer.
Yeah, which is one of those things totally reasonable. Now, tonight is a big night. Tonight is MMA.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys don't know, DDP versus Cosmos is tonight. Actually, their main card is actually going on as we talk about this. But that's not exactly why I'm here to talk about MMA. I'm here to talk about UFC to CBS and how great it is for both sides. Look, UFC going to CBS with them eliminating the pay-per-view and going to PLEs, and there's not going to be a fee for the pay-per-view. I think this opens the world for every person who's in the MMA and people who've always said that I want to get in the MMA. They just open the door for you at CBS. Okay, CBS is telling you, come in, watch our Fight of the Night programming, come in, subscribe to us, and get all of these wonderful fights. Because as we speak right now, I feel like this is one of the better UFC cards that they've had. DDP is on there. DDP is there. MVP is there. Cosmot is there. There are a lot of names. Yeah, they're self high five. Even though it's not that DDP, it's a Dricus Duplessis for the people who don't know. Call him DDP for short. The man is amazing. I'm actually picking him over Cosmot tonight. Even some people picking Cosmot. It's all up to you, however you're thinking tonight. But this is a marriage made in heaven. This is money. They can flow both ways. And I see the opportunities for fighters to become bigger brands with this. Use this to your advantage. You're on CBS now. You're on a very public channel. Use this to yourself. Don't do what Conor McGregor now. Don't do what he did. Don't do what he did. But what you can do is you can learn to advertise yourself and put yourself out there the best way. I ain't saying don't go get a proper 12 whiskey or something because, they're starting to let them advertise alcohol everywhere. Just, go get something that's going to suit you. Okay? Use this to your advantage. Because trust me, MMA is about to have a crap ton of sponsorship now because of CBS. Take this and run with it. Run with it into the hills. Make as much money as you can with this. This is for the guys who are always saying that they don't feel like they're not getting enough. This is your chance to be your brand. This is your chance to take off and be a huge star at UFC. Get the big payday. Get the 7 figures for your fights early. That way you don't have to do this late in your fights or try to demand something with Daddy Dane. Even though, at times we have disagreements, we'll call them, with how he runs things and how he pays things.
Or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof. You're correct. Now, with that being said, I'm going to pass to you, Rob, because I know that you had something that you wanted to say about this. How do you like this, the thought of them going over to an actual major channel now?
No, man, I absolutely love it. The fact that they're basically going to be doing what I thought boxing was going to do when it had the PBC, Premier Boxing Championship stuff, like basically putting fights on linear TV, like having it to where, because I'm always a proponent of exclusivity or inclusivity versus exclusivity, mainly with baseball. I've been on that for years, but no, the fact that UFC is going to basically go more of a inclusive product, having their stuff on CBS, it gives CBS a whole block that basically they're going to have, to essentially just have fights go on and stuff like that. Live sports that people can bet on, people can basically watch in bars, everything like that. Probably moved all the UFC fight nights to CBS so that basically they're going to be on Saturday nights. People can just watch. I love it. I absolutely love it. And then just going to the PLE model where they can basically just have people come in, put in their subscription for Paramount, which I understand, like, when it comes to all these things, like, yeah, they're going to raise prices. They're going to raise prices anyway. They don't need an excuse. They're going to basically, they've been raising prices with no new shit coming to their shit. They're going to raise prices if they want to. So, but basically having people come to Paramount and, just essentially watch fights. And so that going away from the pay-per-view model, which is seeming like is about to die off. Like with the Sheik, with old boy in Saudi Arabia basically trying to do that same thing with boxing.
My boy Turkey.
Yeah, like he's basically it seems like the pay-per-view model is about to go away and off into the distance. But no, man, I love the deal. Granted, like I said, I don't love what Dana White does with his fighters and how much he don't pay them. But as far as this deal, I love it. I love it for both sides. I love it all up and down. Like, I think it's a win-win, like a really big win-win, and a win-win for the people that want to watch these fights.
What do you think, Jarvis? MMA, CBS, how are you feeling about this?
Man, I think it'll be great, man. For a lot of people that hasn't gotten a chance to really get into the sport, that don't really know much about a lot of the fighters, I think this will be a great way to introduce them to the sport, to the fighters, so you could bring more eyes to it. Because, the way it is now, a lot of eyes just, even though they make a lot of money with the eyes on it, now you could, broadcast to a lot more people. And so, yes, I'm really for it. I don't watch it as much, so it'll give me a chance to watch even more than I already do. So I can learn about a lot of the fighters that I might not really get to see that often. We have a UFC coming to Texas soon. I might check that out, start to get into it a little bit more heavier than I am currently. So it's a win-win for me.
I enjoy doing anything. Now, one last thing that we do want to talk about before we get up out of here, we got to talk about a very famous actor. Yeah. And that very famous actor is none other than Denzel Washington. And just wanted to let y'all know that, and know Denzel called out Stephen A on the slick. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, go ahead and peep out the Denzel Washington Stephen A. Well, Denzel being up there doing the interview, talking with Stephen A, the guys, Molly, everybody. Denzel gave his takes on things, but he had a pot calling the kettle black moment. And it is what it is. But Rob, what do you feel about this?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because like Denzel wanted to basically say that, oh yeah, like if you never stepped in the arena, what do you have to say about like somebody being in the arena? Like if you had never did that sport, what can you really give about somebody doing it? And it's like it felt very pot meets kettle because it's like Denzel ain't never did no sports talk like that. Like Denzel is an absolutely great actor, Academy Award winning actor, dude that I would listen to talk about sports. But it was just like he ain't never did it. Like the one thing I will say about Stephen A is that he gets reactions. No matter what the fuck he says, motherfuckers gonna react, like especially, when he talks about the Cowboys, like people love that shit. And so it's like he does what he does. He's a Pied Piper of sorts. And I think that not everybody can do that. It's not, not everybody can basically get on mics and, say whatever it is that they want to say. But it's the fact of the matter of being able to grab an audience and know that you are going to put out something that's going to elicit a reaction. Like not everybody can do that. So it's like Denzel kind of saying this shit is like, yeah, man, like you are basically, what you're doing, right? Like you do realize like what's happening here. It just felt kind of interesting.
What do you think about him talking about him, Iski?
You never know. Denzel is a lot smarter than a lot of people might give him credit for. He might be trying to incite a reaction to lead to something bigger. You never know. Denzel might be trying to get his name back into the mix for something, and tangling with Stephen A is a great way to, put his name back in the mix for something. You never know. I'm just throwing ideas out there, But,
sure.
Because saying that about Stephen A, somebody that I feel like he knows got the gift of jab, the gift of the gab, it could be real interesting. You never know where it might go. It might not even lead to nothing, but I just think, just some interesting takes on that.
It could be good. It could be good for the people. It could be good for the people, regardless. Just the jab at Stephen A. Smith. Just to give him a little. See if he reacts the right way. But we love bringing you guys this episode, and we just want you to remember one thing. We want you to always like and subscribe to us, just in case you forgot. There you go.
Right there.
Just follow us. Just follow
Ring
us.
a ling.
It's free. It is completely free. You go ahead, you follow us, you get notifications. You can even tap the little bell, get your notifications. And, it'll tell you every time that we post a video. Do I know once a week, good old video. And you can, tell your friends about us. Tell everybody about us. Your friends, your mamas, and them, and your cousins, and
baby's mamas,
cousins, and baby mamas. Let everybody know that Brah Migos Podcast is around.
We here, baby.
Yep. Is there anything you guys want to say before we get up out there?
Good night, Canada. Good night, Taylor Swift. We basically, like I said, like, subscribe. Look, we on everything. We on all the podcast networks. We on all the social medias. Hit us up. We are right here. Like I said, I'm gonna put basically our fantasy leagues in the show notes. I'm gonna put it on our website. So if you want to join, if you want to get into some action, get on sleeper.com. Look us up. We are right there. All right. So only backs, only QBs. Brah Migos Pod presents those two leagues. So go ahead, hit us up. We right there. And then hit us up if you just want to talk about something. you want to suggest something, if you got a shirt that you want to suggest I wear, I love tees. You could basically send me those joints, and we can roll something out. So if you're a t-shirt maker, you want Rob to wear a tee, hit me up. All right, Brah Migos Pod at gmail.com. No, Brah Migos Podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, there you go. Visky, anything you want to say before we get about him?
Just, on a different, squared circle, Triple Mania is happening tonight. It's going on as we speaking right now. Looking forward to finishing this up, but check it out if you just want a little bit of different type of wrestling, environment coming across your screen. That's just it. I'm gonna finish checking it out.
Yeah, Lucha Libre.
Here,
get into some Lucha Libre. They got the big fatal 4-way, El Vikingo, El Hijo de Vikingo, El Grande Mexicano, Dominic Mysterio, and I am drawing a blank on the fourth person. Shit. Either way.
Dragon Lee.
Dragon Lee.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, man, get you some AAA. It's not like AAA baseball. No, these are motherfuckers that's the tops of Lucha Libre. Basically you got CMLL, and you got AAA. Get you into some Lucha Libre, dog. Shit's fire. Go ahead and get you into that.
Excuse me, because before I go ahead and take us about here, guys. Look, Michael Venom Page is fighting a hell of a fight against Canoa right now. We getting ready, getting closer to that main event. But with that being said, subscribe, tell your people about us. Like I always say, just support the channel because we enjoy doing this. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and get them out of here. Peace.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Brah Migos Podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.